Good morning, fifth graders. Today is Monday, April 27th. This week we're focusing on our outer planets. So I hope that last week you guys were able to go and watch the 4 inner planet videos on Brain Pop and add to your planet comparison chart. And then you had a very short article each day and 1 ERQ language arts question to go with it. So today we're starting on Monday, and your assignment for today is to watch Uranus and Neptune and add to your chart. And we'll do what we did last week too, where I'll share with you a PowerPoint during our Zoom meeting where you can check your work. Then you're going to read why did it take so long to discover Uranus and answer your 1 annotated question. I'm going to turn to our questions so we can see what our focus for today is. Monday, April 27th, Brain Pop videos, article. Our question that we're going to focus on is how did people's perceptions of Uranus change throughout time? Our language arts skill that we're working on today, in addition to our science standard of evaluating the composition and features of the planets, is to summarize informational text. And that's what our question is going to focus on today, a summary. All right. Why did it take so long to discover Uranus? You have 3 options for your reading today. You can close read with me. You can press pause and read the article on your own, marking your text features as you go and marking your key ideas. Or you can click on the link provided and go to readworks.org and you can read your article from there. All right, why did it take so long to discover Uranus? What do we call this text feature? And what do we call this one? And we have 2 more. Another subtitle down here. Yep, photo. And this one, Hubble telescope image of Uranus. Oh, we have another subtitle. What would we call these? You could definitely call them an illustration. You could also, I think, call them a diagram or a cartoon. We haven't had that text feature before. It says, I say, why is that comet moving so slowly? Sigh, because I'm a planet. What about this one? Photo. Sir William Herschel. All right. Here we go. Remember, as we're reading, we're going to be marking key ideas like who, what, when, where, why, and how. We're also thinking about our question of how the perception of Uranus changed. As I pause, you're going to read the very next word. Bright and plain. If you know where to look and your eyes are strong, you might be able to see Uranus without a telescope, or it's not very bright and barely large enough, but it does sometimes appear in our night. In spite of this, Uranus wasn't officially discovered until 1781. Ancient Babylonians knew all of from Mercury to long before that. Why did it take so long for people to find lonely Uranus? All right, I'm going to mark some key things. It sometimes appear in our night sky. and it was found by the ancient Babylonians. What to call it? Actually, it wasn't a matter of finding it. It was a matter of knowing that it was the story of Uranus's discovery is full of not realizing what they were. People may have seen as early as 128 BC, but each time they saw it, they said it was a star. So what was the main problem with why it wasn't discovered? Well, they didn't know it was a planet. They thought it was a star. We have a win. All right. In fact, the man who we credit with the planet got it wrong too. Sure, he knew it wasn't but he didn't think it was a planet. On March 13th, 1781, William Herschel, an amateur astronomer, located in the night. After measuring it, he determined that this object moved too quickly to be it had to be a comet, he thought. All right, so what were some key ideas in this one? What would we mark? Yep, we have a date, 1781. We have a who, William Herschel. And what did he think it was? A comet. Herschel told about the new comet. The problem was that a comet as bright as this object would have to be pretty close to but a comet that close to the sun would have to be moving through the sky much faster than this thing was moving. It also didn't have a comma or a tail like comets. All right, so why did they know it wasn't a comet? We're going to learn a little bit more about comets next week. So it wasn't moving fast enough. And what else was different about it? Didn't have a tail. These other astronomers began to study the object too. They figured that it was pretty close to just like the orbit of a planet. That was enough for most of them to call it a planet. And by 1783, Herschel also accepted that it must be after he tried to name it after King George III, the planet was named Uranus after the Greek god of the sky. All right, any key things in there? Why did they finally decide it was a planet? What did they find? Yep, its orbit. We have a date. And what happened on that date? He accepted that it was a planet. You might also have marked why it was named Uranus. That's a pretty good fact, too. All right, so we're going to pause here and go to so that took about 8 minutes. When we said our reading and our question, really shouldn't take more than about 15-20 minutes. So our question is, summarize, that's our verb, how people's perception, that's just their beliefs, of Uranus changed through time. Make sure you really refer to the text. Okay, remember our expectation on our ERQs is we have a complete GWB, we have full sentences, and we have 15 or more words with vocabulary. Summarize how perceptions changed. And I would say you probably want at least 3 different changes at least 3, but you can fit it all in 1 or 2 sentences. All right, so when you're done with your DWB, you're going to write your sentences, and then don't forget to count your words and write them in the bottom corner. All right, I will see you all next time on our Zoom meetings, and I hope everyone has a great day.